Thank you, Senator. My question is in regard to the record number of flooding Iowa received this spring. We saw about $1.6 billion in flood damage. Missouri and Mississippi, this is the first time they flooded at the same time. July was the hottest month on record. What are you doing to address the threats of man-made climate change that are increasing these supercharged storms and bringing record number of flooding?
Right, and specific to how we're addressing that, really the flood, it is more reaction at this point, but then redirecting on how we can work with the Corps to prevent future floods. The climate change issue will be long debated. We know that the climate is changing, but how do we address that? A lot of folks on the left will say that it is the Green New Deal, and I would disagree wholeheartedly. We would literally shut down our economy. And I ask audiences, I know this is a small audience, but how many of you are ready to give up all fossil fuels in the next 10 years? That's about the response that I get from all of my audiences. And that's what the Green New Deal, which was their plan to address climate change, that's what it did. It would force us to go to alternative energy, which is great as long as we can afford it and our economy can keep moving forward. I always use Iowa as an example. I've done this with you before, but Iowa really is at the cutting edge of different types of renewable energy sources. So whether it is wind energy, whether it is solar energy, those types of renewable sources, even our biofuels industry, which is really important here in the United States and particularly to the Midwest, those have been incentivized. We haven't had to use a really heavy hand here in Iowa to force people to consume renewable energy sources. Wind energy right now in Iowa, it makes up about 40% of the electricity that we consume. And after Mid-America is done with the wind field in western Iowa, about 80% of the electricity that Iowans use will come from wind energy. So Iowa is leading the way across the nation without our federal government saying, you have to do this. You have to do this. My question to those that propose the Green New Deal is, okay, how do we operate and farm effectively if we can't use fossil-fueled combines and tractors and so forth? I don't see electric models of those coming out, and even our electric cars today, if you can even afford them, we'll be using charging stations that are coming from coal-fired plants or those that use fossil fuels. I had a great discussion with a biofuels industry leader yesterday, and